Red Alert works with a diplomatic service clean-up. Cleansing or burial of Parliament. 13 presidential candidates face court action. Lalkantha gets tough. Media ignores Ajith. Nipunarachchi drops a bombshell. Namal won't promise the impossible. Ajith takes on the SJB media unit. What is bound to happen after the election? A warning from Elatia.
The leader, දේශයට මග කියන ප්‍රවෘත්ති පෙළගැස්ම.
Red Alert works with a diplomatic service clean-up. Leader TV recently made an exposure with regard to the diplomatic service. It highlighted large-scale corruption and other malpractices taking place in our foreign missions abroad. We sent a red alert to the attention of the Foreign Affairs Minister that such corrupt officials should immediately be recalled. Now, the government is reportedly paying topmost attention to the issue. That was clear by what President Akali said during a rally in Nuwara Eliya on 3rd. 15 to be recalled. Initially, the government was reluctant to take swift measures, but after considering the emerging situation, it has decided to recall 15 of the top diplomats. Akali said Bogolagama, facing accusations by a domestic servant, has already been ordered back home from the UK. Others given the marching orders are UN Permanent Representative and former Chief Justice Mohan Paris, High Commissioner in India Kshanuka Senawiratne, High Commissioner to Australia and former Foreign Secretary Chitrangani Wagiswara, Ambassador to Japan Rodney Pereira, former Air Force Chief Sumangala Dias as High Commissioner in Malaysia, Ambassador to Nepal, and ex-Air Force Commander Sudarshana Pathirana, former Navy Commander Nishantha Ulugathena from Cuba, former Navy Commander Ravindra Wijegunaratne as High Commissioner to Pakistan, Udaya Indraratne as Ambassador to the UAE, High Commissioner to Kenya Fikananathan, Shiranthi's brother Shrimal Wickramasinghe as High Commissioner to Seychelles, and Ambassador to Iran Mohammad Shahid. Akali Ezakormani Tervezi, Hogi Kineveznek Career Diplomakat Helietuk. Cleansing or burial of Parliament. The MPP asks for power in a strong Parliament. Its campaign rallies are well attended. Lalkantha organised the one in Kandy, where Akali sought support for a cleansing of Parliament. Gas cylinder candidate for Colombo, Kishal Jayasinghe, strongly criticised the NPP's call. The MPP is sounding the death knell of democracy, he said at an election meeting, adding that it readies not for a cleansing, but for a burial of Parliament. His remarks went viral and his party colleagues are taking a cue from him. Even the SJB takes it up on the election stage.
ලංකාවේ ප්‍රජාතන්ත්‍රවාදයේ මුදුන් මල්කඩ ලෙස සැලකෙන පාර්ලිමේන්තුව අන් කවරදාකටත් වඩා බරපතල අනතුරකට මුහුණ දෙන බව දැන් පැහැදිලි වෙගෙන යනවා. මොකද වත්මන් ජනාධිපති ගරු අනුර කුමාර දිසානායක මැතිතුමා ප්‍රමුඛ රජය ප්‍රකාශ කරනවා පාර්ලිමේන්තුව ශ්‍රමදානයකට ලෑස්ති වෙන්න කියලා. නමුත් අපිට පේන හැටියට නම් මේ ලෑස්ති වෙන්නේ පාර්ලිමේන්තු භූමදානයකට. මොකද ඉක්ුත් ජනාධිපතිවරණයේ 50%ක ජනවරවක්වත් ගන්න බැරි වෙච්ච සුළුතර ජනාධිපතිවරයා දැන් කියනවා මේ පාර්ලිමේන්තුව සම්පූර්ණයෙන්ම ජාතික ජනබලවේගයේ മന്ത്രിවරුන්ගෙන් පුරවන්න ලෑස්ති වෙන්න කියලා. මේක අතිශය භයානක ප්‍රකාශයක්. මොකද මේ නියෝජිත ප්‍රජාතන්ත්‍රවාදයේ තියෙන්නේ 58%ක විපක්ෂයක් සමස්ත ලෙස ගත්තොත් ජනාධිපතිවරණයේ ප්‍රතිඵල අනුව 58%ක විපක්ෂයක් ඉන්නවා. එතකොට එම මතවාදය එම පිරිසගේ හඬට අවකාශයක් පාර්ලිමේන්තුව තුල පැහැදිලිව නියෝජනය විය යුතුයි. මොකද පාර්ලිමේන්තු ප්‍රජාතන්ත්‍රවාදයේ සාර්ථක වෙන්න නම් ආණ්ඩු පක්ෂය මෙන්ම විපක්ෂයක් පැවතීමද අත්‍යවශ්‍ය කරුණක්. ලංකාවේ නීති සම්පාදනය කරන උත්තරීතර ආයතනය සෑම මහජන නියෝජිතයෙකුටම අවස්ථාවක් තියෙන්න ඕනේ. එය තමන්ට හිතයිශවන්ති තමන්ගේ පක්ෂයේ කට්ටියකින් පිරිවීම ප්‍රජාතන්ත්‍රවාදයට කරන බරපතල අනුතුරක්.
13 presidential candidates face court action. 13 out of the 38 candidates at the presidential polls are facing court action over their failure to submit campaign expenditure details. Election Chief Ratnayake said the police would be handed over the matter for investigation. only 25 of the candidates submitted their campaign expenditure reports to the Commission within 21 days of the election. Lalkantha gets tough. No election in history has been so calm as the one we are going to have in 10 days' time. Only the NPP seems to be in the game. All the others are confined to their murky dens. Lalkantha noted it will be a no contest for them as they quest for a strong parliament. Addressing the Kandy rally on the 2nd, he said they made it a reality that a candidate with a history of 3% support became the president. His challenge to the police. Lalkantha issued a challenge to the police, reminding them who was now in charge and telling top cops not to lay their hands on their posters. Doing election propaganda is not against election laws, he said. The leading NPP figure charged that their posters in Kandy were getting removed by the police, while it overlooks those belonging to Mahindananda.
අපි 103ක එකෙක්ව ජනාධිපති කිරීමේ අධිතක්සේරු පිස්සුවක් අපිට තිබ්බා. එහෙම පිස්සුවක් අපිට තිබ්බා. නමුත් ඒක පිස්සුවක් නෙමෙයි යථාර්ථයක් කියලා මේ මහ පොළොවේ මේ රටේ ජනතාව ඔප්පු කරලා ඉවරයි. සමහර ප්‍රදේශවල පොලිස් බල ප්‍රදේශවල මේ රැස්වීමට අලෝපු පෝස්ටර් ඉරලා තියෙනවා පොලිස් නිලධාරි මහත්තුරු. ඒ පොලිස් නිලධාරි මහත්තුරුන්ට කියන්න ඕන රැස්වීමක ප්‍රචාරය කටයුතු කිරීම නීති විරෝධී වැඩක් නෙමෙයි. ඒකට මැතිවරණ කොමිසමෙන් අනුමැතිය තියෙනවා. මොකද රැස්වීම දාන්නේ? අපි තුමු අද රැස්වීම තියෙනවා කියලා අපි දාලා අයිතිය යටින් දාලා ජාතික ජන බලවේගය කියලා රැස්වෙන කතිකයෝ දාලා පිට්ටනිය දාලා පෝස්ටර් ගහලා තිනවා. OIC මහත්තුරුන්ට කියන්න ඕන ඒ ජාතියේ පෝස්ටර් වලට අත තියන්න එපා. ඒක මැතිවරණ නීතියට විරුද්ධ නෑ. ඒත් එක්කම කියන්න ඕන ඒ සමහර තැන්වල අරක කළු තෙල් ගහලා ඉරලා යනකොට මහින්දානන්දයාගේ නීති විරෝධී පෝස්ටරේ තියෙනවා ඒක ඉතුරු කරනවා. අනුරාධ ජයරත්නගේ පෝස්ටර් සති ගණන් මාස ගණන් ලයිට් කණු වල ඉතුරු වෙලා තිනවා තාම. කෝ ඒවට නීතිය? කරුණාකරලා කියන්නේ නීතිය හරියට කරන්න. ජනාධිපතිවරයා කියලා තියෙන්නේ නීතිය ආධිපත්‍ය ඒක හරියට කරන්න. හැම තැනම ඉතාලම පැහැදිලිව කියන්න ඕන ඔය පරණ දේශපාලන ලොක්කෝ කියලා හිතන් ඉන්නේ උන්ගේ. ඒවා ඉතුරු කරගෙන යනවා තනින් තන. ඉතුරු කර යනවා. අපි කියන ඒවා වහාම ඉවත් කරන්න. මේක දැන් පරණ ආණ්ඩුව නෙමෙයි. මේක අනුර දිසානායකගේ ආණ්ඩුව. මේක මේ රටේ වැඩ කරන පන්තියේ පීඩිත පන්තියේ ප්‍රගතිශීලී ජනතාවගේ පාලනය තියෙන්නේ. තාම හිතන් ඉන්න එපා. කලින් ආණ්ඩු තියෙන්නේ.
Media ignores Ajith. Ranil became increasingly active on the election stage in the past week. Again, he is a newsmaker. In the meantime, Sajith is facing a severe setback. He has become distant from the anti-government camp following his declared readiness to support AKD. Even the media that backed him in the presidential race seem to be ignoring him. Maybe he has been told so by Lucky and Ravi J that Sajith returned to his normal self just days ago. He accused the government of failing to fulfill its promises to reduce electricity and commodity charges, end passport queues, etc. A legislative majority is not needed to do any of those, he told a rally in Navina. Anyway, the media presently highlights what Ranil, Gamanpila and Dilith say. Theirs are becoming social media hits too. Gamanpila and Ranil are the foes. Ranil and Gamanpila are said to be AKD's biggest foes. The latter's Easter Sunday claims will likely drag on until the conclusion of the election. It has become customary for him to say something, and the cabinet spokesman comes up with a reaction. However, the government looks worried by what Ranil says. Gamanpila is a nuisance, but Ranil is a traitor. Orange Crush and 3 idiots. Ranil tours the country to attend rallies, but his focus is on getting Sagala in somehow. Last Saturday, the two went to watch a film screening by some youths. As part of Sagala's campaign, 3 Idiots was shown at Torrington Arcade. Before the film started, Ranil chatted with the youths, and one inquired if he still watched films on Fridays. With a smile, he replied that he can easily and freely do so on any day now. A girl wanted to know why they chose this particular film. Ranil said he didn't know who selected the comedy, and inquired back as to who the 3 idiots are. Another asked if he had a crush in cinema, and Ranil wondered what a crush means. "We only had Orange Crush during our time," he said. Asked if by chance an MP offers to resign and asks him to fill his place, Ranil said he would inquire if he was his enemy. Denying that becoming an MP is like committing suicide, he explained he has had enough of Parliament. Gas Cylinder should introduce a new team since they are the only experienced ones. Ranil said he believed Sri Lanka to be the only country to end bankruptcy so quickly, but at the rate things are going now, it will overturn like the KDU bus did. So, elect the experienced to Parliament, he urged. Looking at Sagala, he said he won't make a return and elect those with experience.
මන්ත්‍රී පාර්ලිමේන්තුවට පත්වෙච්ච මන්ත්‍රීවරයෙක් කිව්වොත් මම ඉල්ලාස් වෙලා ඔබතුමාට දෙනවා ඔබතුමා කොහොම හරි එන්න කියලා එනවද?
මං අහන මේ මන්ත්‍රයෙන් ඔයා මගේ හතුරෙක්ද කියලා.
ඒ කියන්නේ ඔබතුමා පාර්ලිමේන්තු යන්නේ එක කියන්නේ සිය දිවි නසා ගැනීමක් ලෙසද සලකන්නේද?
නෑ දැන් පාර්ලිමේන්තුවේ ඇති. මම හිතන්නේ දැන් අපේ මේ සිලින්ඩරෙන් එහෙම අලුත් කණ්ඩායමක් ඇති කරන්න ඕනේ. මොකද මේ අය විතරයි අද රටේ පළපුරුදු අය ඉන්නේ. ආණ්ඩුවේ කවුරුවත් නැහැ පළපුරුදු අය. ඉතින් මේ අය දැන් අවුරුදු 3-4ක් වැඩ කරා. කවුරුත් නැති වෙලාවේ මට උදව් කරා මේක අවුරුදු 2කින් හරවා ගන්න. මං හිතන්නේ ලෝකේ ශීඝ්‍රයෙන්ම මේ විශේෂයෙන් බංකොලොත් බාහින් පිට වුණ රට තමයි ලංකාව. ඉතින් මේ යන විදියට කොහේ යයිද කියලා අපි දන්නේ නැහැ. මේගොල්ලෝ හරි මේ කිසිම පළපුරුද්දක් නැහැ. ඒකයි ප්‍රශ්නේ.
ඒක තමයි.
ඉතින් පළපුරුද්දක් නැති අය දාලා කොහෙද යන්නේ? මේගොල්ලෝ අනාගතේ එහෙම බාර දෙනවද? මං අහන්නේ බස් එකේ ලෝන ඩ්‍රයිවර්ටයි ලයිසන් එකක් තියෙනවා. මේගොල්ලෝ ලයිසන් එකක් නැහැ. ඉතින් අර KDU බස් එක වාගේ KDU බස් එක වාගේ පෙරලන්න පුළුවන්. ඒ නිසා තමයි මං කියන්නේ දන්න අය පළපුරුද්ද අය යවන්න පාර්ලිමේන්තුවට.
By the way, some critics say he would easily have sent at least 30 from his camp to Parliament had he campaigned like this before. Nipunarachchi drops a bombshell. The NPP's candidate for Colombo Nipunarachchi said strikes would soon be a thing of the past. Matters can be resolved through talks with the government, he said. That has been taken up strongly by the opponents. Claiming his remark has been taken out of context, loyalists say if the government understands worker issues and resolves them, unions will have a minimal mediation role. The party is yet to clarify. Vijitha might have something to say at the cabinet media briefing. Namal won't promise the impossible. As the national organiser, Namal is to attend around 140 SLPP election rallies across the electorate. He was in Medawachchia last week, where he declared that his party won't promise the impossible. We won't throw mud at the government, but we will question it, he said, adding that the JVP's students and teachers' union sabotaged the country's education. The president has a duty to set things right, added Namal. Ajith takes on the SJB media unit. Ajith P. Pereira attributes Sajith's defeat to his failure to attend live television talk shows in the final few weeks. He said at one such event the party's media unit made a wrong decision that rendered its candidate unattractive. But some say a hidden hand advised Sajith against attending. Ajith also made references to Damitha, Manaparuma, Patali and Hirunika during the talk show. What is bound to happen after the election? Talk is making rounds in political circles that the SJB and the UNP will join together after the election. Deputy leader of the UNP, Ruan, told Silumina that their strength is now divided along two parties which were at each other's throats at the presidential polls. So the NPP ended up the winner. I am confident the UNP and the SJB will unite after the election, he said. When asked if that wouldn't be possible before the election, Ruan said they have had talks with the SJB on forming an extensive alliance on Ranil's advice. But the SJB laid down conditions and some of us disagreed. We wanted to contest as the UNF under Elephant. But the SJB wanted it to be telephone, he explained. Will that actually happen after the election? A warning from Elatia. Critics say a sedate election campaign and a weakened opposition have caused a change in the shape of electioneering. The government is convinced of victory, but is yet unsure of achieving a majority. The result of the Elatia PS election, held a month after the presidential race, is causing that uncertainty. It was unlike the previous elections, where the winner further established his hold at subsequent ones. This matter came up at a meeting of party bigwigs at Ramada Hotel last week. NPP is confident of 120 seats. Forming a government in the event of failing to obtain a majority was discussed at length. Many pointed out that they can win between 95 and 100 seats at most. Anything more will be a bonus, they said. So it was discussed to obtain the support of some Tamil politicians who have a clean track record. Anyway, sources at the JVP headquarters say more than 120 seats are a certainty. That's it for today.
The leader, දේශයට මග කියන ප්‍රවෘත්ති පෙළගැස්ම.